very good afternoon and welcome to Swechotv. This is our 1 p.m. news and I am Dedan Jack Arivio. It is exactly 19 minutes to 2 p.m. and here is the beginning of our coverage. Top stories. We begin with another gold mine tragedy. 5 people have been confirmed dead following the collapse of a mine at the Kilimapesa Milimani site in Lolgorian, Narok County. The victims were among dozens of artisanal miners who entered the ground shaft late Tuesday night in search of gold. The tunnels later came.
Sasa ndio nimekuta tape mesha hapo. Nikaona sitarudi. Lazima nitoke nijue kenye kinaendelea kwa sababu shimo imefungwa. Ukiwa kuna mtu unasikia kuna nyundo inagonga sehemu. Kigonga sehemu unajua hapo kuna mtu.
Nimekuwa traumatized kiakili leo sababu sijawahi kutoa watu wengi kama hiyo 5 nimetoa na bado natarajia kutafuta kama iko ingine. Mimi nasema tu rescue team ya serikali na rescue team ya watu wa mining ambao iko chini yangu tuungane, tuingie, tusake hii shimo, tuone kama kuna wenzetu wengine bado iko, tupate kutoa vile tumetoa wengine.
Hii kazi ya migodi ni kazi ambaye ni kazi ya kawaida ama ni kazi ambaye imefaidi wengi, japo kuwa unajua hata ukikula ugali naweza kukunyonga. Ugali tu ukikula unaweza kukunyonga na utakufa tu. Kwa hivyo ningependa tu kusema kwamba tunaomba serikali yetu tuweze kuwa pamoja kwa sababu wale wameshafukuliwa tayari wamesafirishwa.
We've already recovered 5 bodies. It is still in initial report and we've sealed off that area so that the mining company people can come. They are on the way coming to Nairobi, but we have sealed that area.
To other stories, the Law Society of Kenya is blaming the judiciary for interfering with its planned nationwide court boycott over alleged corruption involving judicial officials, including judges. A spot check in Nairobi, Milimani and Kibera courts, as well as courts in Nakuru, Kajiado, Kisii and Narok, found that proceedings continued undisrupted despite some advocates staying away. The lawyers' body is now threatening to escalate its industrial action if its concerns are not addressed by the Chief Justice Martha Koome.
From the judiciary.
Receiving information from our members who are being forced to proceed with matters and some of whose matters have been taken out with prejudice. They have been either dismissed or asked to pay court allocation, court adjournment fees and so on. And independence should never be used as a shield against accountability.
As the elections are coming, we'll be looking unto the courts to have some level of sanity.
We have witnessed as a country a gradual slide in the rule of law.
There are so many of these petitions before the GSC that were dismissed without merit.
We have had dialogue upon dialogue until finally the dialogue stopped.
Until the judiciary is reformed and until the corrupt judges change their bad habit.
Kesi bado inaendelea, lakini funny enough wakili wetu wako kuja
has gotten away with complaints from members of the public, from members of the bar on their conduct, and no action is being taken.
Corruption. 2, delay in administration of justice.
The main aim is to get accountability from the judiciary.
The Deputy President Kithure Kindiki has warned that the government will take firm action against politicians and individuals sponsoring goons to disrupt peace and security, saying no one will be spared regardless of political affiliation. Kindiki said the government will not tolerate the exploitation of young people to fuel political violence, adding that those behind such acts will face the full force of the law.
Na hii matatizo ya kiusalama mara nyingi inaletwa na viongozi wa kisiasa. Na mimi nataka niseme ya kwamba viongozi wote wa siasa, wawe mlengo wa serikali, wawe mlengo wa upinzani, hakuna kiongozi ako na ruhusa ya kuhatarisha usalama wa taifa la Kenya. It doesn't matter if you are supporting the opposition or you are supporting the government side. Our national security and stability is paramount. We must say no to all forms of violence and the misuse of young people to transact politics.
Na leo tuko hapa Kidhimani tukifungua registry ya Gilgil iko tayari, registry ya Oloitoktok iko tayari. Hizi zote registry tunafungua, Your Excellency, ni kuhakikisha kuwa tunapeleka huduma kwa wananchi.
Na kuna mtu moja amemuletea confusion miaka mingi sana, na hata wakati alikuwa kwa serikali kazi yake ni kama haijaonekana. Sasa wakati huu tujiunge na kazi ya Rais William Ruto.
Moving on matters education, President William Ruto's proposed overhaul of the university funding model has drawn mixed reactions, with many continuing students expressing hope that the changes will ease the financial burden threatening their education. The president says the reforms are intended to address gaps in the current funding system, which has left many students struggling to pay tuition fees and meet the cost of living. While some education stakeholders have welcomed the plan to unify tertiary education funding under a single framework, they are calling for careful implementation to ensure its long-term success.
Mzazi huwa afiki hapo penye tunalipa fee. Sometimes exam si rahisi nifanye, napitiana tu challenges, na food huwa tu sometimes huwa nalala njaa. Sometimes huwa tu hadi classes si lazima niende, huwa niko njaa. Nikirudi shule nikiangalia wadogo wangu naweza endelesha tu masomo yangu ikifika tu kwenda hata next year, because pia na tunafaa kuwapea pia waende shule.
School fees yangu paying ni 96,000, household per semester ni 21, so per year ni 42,000. Ninapewa 23,000. Hii 23,000 nafaa kulipa nayo nyumba, nafaa kununua nayo chakula, nafaa kulipa nayo rent, na pia hata kununua vitu kama viatu, nguo za kwenda class.
So ya government ya free education ya hiyo ingekuwa kama si loan ingekuwa sawa. Sasa hii unaweza kuwa umesoma na hakuna high chances ya kupata kazi, so zika inatusaidia.
And the proposal of the government kutulipia fee alafu tukisha ajiliwa tuwalipe, I think it's a good idea because the government will be committed kutuandika kazi ndio tupate hii pesa tuwarudi.
There was a budget that was read the other time that was to cater for the help, high education loan board, the tuition loan, that was to cover for the scholarship, what we call the bursary, and what was to cover the student support money, what we call student upkeep. Now, all that I think the government and the exchequer will do is simply to migrate this money to the new model that the president announced yesterday.
If this money is mopped up and put in one basket, myself, my friends, we will have even more than free education. If he says that all these monies which are being distributed through different agencies and they come from exchequer to be pulled together, we will walk home with the free education. It has happened elsewhere.
Now to our last story on today's bulletin. A multi-sectoral committee has been established to conduct a comprehensive legislative audit and review of unconstitutional, obsolete and redundant statutory laws to align them with the 2010 Constitution. The team, led by the Kenya Law Reform Commission, will identify and address legal gaps, including provisions that have been invalidated by the courts.
Here to address a persistent governance gap in our legal system. And that gap is the presence of statutes and statutory provisions on our laws and on our law books that have been invalidated by courts but remain unamended, unrepealed, or unaligned. Apart from those ones that have been declared unconstitutional by the court, we also have laws that are obsolete, that should no longer be in our statute books, and we also have laws that have not been aligned to the Constitution 2010, In essence, those laws are unconstitutional.
We are all of us obligated to submit our reports, our concerns to this committee, so that as a country we are able to move forward.
Proposals for repeal, amendment, consolidation, or fresh enactment to align our laws with contemporary governance standards.
Second preliminary analysis has identified 42 statutes that may have become obsolete but are still in our statute books.
Thank you so much for always choosing Swechotv, the leading online TV station across the country. This is the best TV that I would advise you to be each and every single day. Don't hesitate to move, because we are bringing you the sports hub in a few. Thank you so much for keeping it live, and have a blessed afternoon.